Welcome to Untold History, the space where we explore the secrets that shape the world. In this third chapter of our series, Eterna Roma, we immerse ourselves in one of the most decisive episodes in Roman history, the Punic Wars. These conflicts pitted Rome against Carthage, one of the richest and most advanced powers in the Mediterranean. For more than a century, these wars would define the fate of the ancient world and lay the groundwork for Rome's rise as a superpower. How did Rome manage to defeat such a formidable enemy? Join us to find out. Before Rome emerged as the dominant power in the Mediterranean, Carthage was a Phoenician city-state located on the northern coast of Africa, near present-day Tunisia. Founded in the 9th century BC, Carthage had become a thriving trading and maritime center thanks to its network of colonies, powerful navy, and dominance of trade routes. Known for its wealth, naval engineering, and Phoenician culture, Carthage represented the greatest obstacle to Rome's expansion in the Mediterranean. Conflict between Rome and Carthage was inevitable. Both powers sought to expand their influence in the region and, sooner or later, their interests would collide. The catalyst for this confrontation was the island of Sicily, a key territory for the control of trade and maritime routes. The first confrontation between Rome and Carthage occurred in Sicily, where both powers intervened in a local conflict between the cities of Messina and Syracuse. What began as a regional conflict soon morphed into a full-scale war for control of the island. Rome, a land power, had to adapt quickly to naval combat to face the superior Carthaginian navy. The Romans developed an innovative technology called corvus, or boarding bridge, which allowed them to transform naval battles into hand-to-hand engagements, where their infantry had the upper hand. Despite suffering several initial defeats, Roma managed to prevail thanks to their determination and ability to learn. The First Punic War culminated in Rome's victory and the signing of the Treaty of Lutatius in 241 before Christ, which forced Carthage to cede Sicily to the Romans and pay a significant indemnity. This conflict marked the beginning of Rome's transformation into a naval power. The Second Punic War is undoubtedly the most famous of the three and one of the most impressive conflicts in ancient history. This confrontation was marked by the figure of Hannibal Barca, the brilliant Carthaginian general who brought the war to the heart of Italy. Hannibal, after consolidating Carthaginian control in Hispania, crossed the Alps with an army composed of soldiers, horses, and war elephants. This feat, considered one of the most audacious in military history, surprised Rome and unleashed panic among its citizens. For years, Hannibal defeated Roman armies in battles such as Trebia, Trasimene, and Cannae, where he inflicted one of the most devastating defeats on Rome. However, despite his successes on the battlefield, Hannibal never managed to take the city of Rome. Meanwhile, the Romans, under the leadership of the general Publius Cornelius Scipio, known as Scipio Africanus, adopted an indirect strategy. Scipio attacked the Carthaginian possessions in Hispania and eventually brought the war to Africa, forcing Hannibal to return to defend his city. The war culminated in the Battle of Zama in 202 before Christ, where Scipio defeated Hannibal and sealed the Roman victory. As a result, Carthage was forced to give up its possessions outside Africa, reduce its fleet, and pay another massive indemnity. Rome emerged as the dominant power in the Western Mediterranean. The Third Punic War was less of a war than a punitive expedition. During the decades following the Second World War, Carthage had managed to regain some economic prosperity, which generated suspicion in Rome. Many senators, led by Cato the Elder, advocated the ultimate destruction of the city, famous for his phrase, Carthago delenda est, Carthage must be destroyed. In 149 BC, Rome declared war on Carthage for alleged violations of previous treaties. After a 3-year siege, the city was finally taken and completely destroyed in 146. The survivors were sold into slavery, and the Carthaginian territory was converted into the Roman province of Africa. This war marked the end of Carthage as a political entity and ensured Rome's absolute dominance in the Mediterranean. The Punic Wars transformed Rome from a regional power into a Mediterranean empire. The destruction of Carthage eliminated its main rival and allowed Rome to expand its influence into Hispania, Africa, and the eastern Mediterranean. However, these wars also had a profound impact on Roman society. The prolonged military effort weakened the peasant classes, which formed the basis of the army, and favored the rise of an aristocratic landowning class. In addition, the spoils of war and the influx of slaves transformed the Roman economy, increasing social inequalities and laying the groundwork for future political crises. The Punic Wars were a turning point in Roman and Mediterranean history. With military ingenuity, tenacity, and ambition, Rome managed to overcome a formidable enemy and establish itself as the dominant power of its time. How did Rome manage this explosive growth and the challenges it brought with it? Join us in the next chapter to discover the rise of internal power and the new crises that would shape the destiny of Rome.